over this past week, Michigan State wins its, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 more in a row, brings a win streak now to 5 games in a row. Both or one of them on the road, both of them to ranked opponents. Let's break down each of these games very quickly, okay? Game number 1 was the Maryland game on the road. Now, for those of you, I don't know if you can tell in my voice, I was a little sick. I was a little sick during this game. Not a little sick. I was in bed. I was sick. I wake up after a nap during the day, and I was like, I don't even know what day it is. I genuinely thought it was the next day. I thought I missed the game. I wake up. Apparently, the game is happening. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll throw on my little YouTube TV app on my cellular telephone and just watch the game. And, things were going great. Michigan State was winning. We were dominating. We were up, let's see. We were up like 9 points. It was, at a certain point, it was like 52 to 46. Very late in the game. Michigan State's basically running away with it. And then Maryland starts to come back. And then Trey Holloman turns over that ball. And I said, oh my gosh, we're going to do it again. We're going to take my hopes and we're going to smash them to the ground into little pieces. That's what's going to happen. I'd seen this story before. I'd watched this team before. I was ready for it. But then by some miracle, by the will of the Lord himself, that's the only way I can explain it. Michigan State, first they give up the tying points. Then they get the ball back. I'm like, okay, well, all right. They can at least reclaim the lead, right? They got some time left. There's Maryland's gonna get the ball back. It's fine. All right. Just gotta get a basket. And we don't get a basket. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. We're tied up. There's like 5 seconds left. And then Maryland's oh my gosh, what was his name? Let me see if I can pull up the box score. What was the guy's name who took the shot? Gillespie. Gillespie, decides I'm Steph Curry. I'm gonna take a shot from like the tiny logo in the corner for heaven knows why he decided to make such a decision. And I was like, oh, that doesn't look like a good shot. Bounces off the rim. Michigan State gets through. I'm like, okay, well then whatever, just go down and shoot it. And Holloman shoots it from 3 miles back, nails it. I've never yelled so loud in my life as a sick man. When when I tell you, I had like one meal all day. I had like no energy. Okay. I was watching this. My head was swelling. My nose was stuffy. My brain was not operating. When he made that shot, it was like for a moment, I was cured of all disease. It was a miracle. It was truly a miracle. And then, not as exciting, but Michigan State goes out and once again gets another comeback win in the second half to beat Wisconsin. Let me see. At the half, I want to say we were down. Yeah, at the half, Michigan State was down about 4 points, I think. Can I get the exact? Yeah, they were down 2 points. Excuse me. I think it was, or maybe they were down 4 because I'm seeing like on the game flow. Either way, they were down, and then they come back and win in the second half. And now they're set up where, if I recall the scenarios correctly, if they win this Thursday, they're guaranteed to have a share of the Big Ten title. Now, if Michigan loses tomorrow against Maryland, a team that we just beat on the buzzer beater, if Michigan loses that game and then we win on Thursday, we win the Big Ten outright. No, none of this tie business, none of this, you get, Michigan gets it on weekends and then you get it on, every other Friday. None of that. All right. So it's very possible, obviously, depending on the results of these games, Michigan State still got to play Iowa. Michigan still got to play Maryland. It's very possible that, Michigan could be playing Michigan State in the Breslin basically for a share of the Big Ten. If Michigan wins and Michigan State wins, then Michigan could still tie at least if they get a win on Michigan State. And to me, one of the things that this team has impressed me more than ever is the second half. I don't have the numbers in front of me. If anybody watching would like to go get these numbers, I have to know. Michigan State becomes a different basketball team in the second half. Like, I already knew Michigan State, very good at free throws. All right. I think they're one of the top free throw shooting teams, at least in the Big Ten. I think they might be in the country. They're one of the best rebounding teams. I want to say they're like top in offensive rebounds in the country, or one of the tops again. I don't have the stats right in front of me. So teams like that, they actually surprise. It might not be exciting, right? You don't have a Cooper Flag running up and down the field, shooting threes, shooting, being crazy. You don't have, one guy really stealing the show, but you got all these just grinders. I mean, you got guys like Carson Cooper. Like, let me just pull up Carson Cooper's stats because I can promise you they're not anything that, jump off a stat sheet. But Carson Cooper coming off the bench, he's averaging, let's see, where is it? He's averaging, where is it? Oh, okay, that's total points. I want to see points per game. Can I not get points per game? Why is it giving me just total points? This is the use. Oh, wait, hold on. Is it? Okay, there it is. I was going to say, Carson Cooper, he's averaging just 5 points a game coming off the bench, but he's got 4 boards, about a half an assist, which, doesn't do much for you, but almost a block a game. Like, I'm not saying Carson Cooper is, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but a guy like him coming off your bench, he's solid. Like, you don't have a guy where I'm just like, okay, he's basically a black hole on the team. Short of, the Nick Sanderses of the world, who's there because his last name is Sanders, let's just be honest. Like, all of these guys have the ability to take over games in a variety of ways. Cooper with the lob passes, do not leave that man unblocked near the paint. If you leave him unblocked, he's going to make you regret it. Same with Jackson Kohler, same with Cohen Carr, some of these guys. And then you got Jace Richardson, who's really starting to grow into, like, potentially, if this guy continues to develop, we're talking a lottery pick. And I'm being dead serious. Like, this guy is an absolute stud. He plays 23 minutes a game. He went from a bench player, like a sixth man, to now probably your best offensive player. He's been elite from the 3-point. He's shooting nearly 40%. He is a freshman in college shooting nearly 40% from the 3-point. That is, like, insane. And I said this weeks ago. You can go back and look at the tape. I said I hadn't seen a player like this, that immediately, a guard like this, that comes into the league or comes into college for Michigan State and immediately kind of take off since Cassius Winston. And I'll tell you this right now. Jace Richardson is the next Cassius Winston. You can send it. You can clip this. You can send it to your friends. This guy is legit. I've seen it. I mean, I'm not the first one. Everybody knows about Cassius Winston. This guy is a future Big Ten Player of the Year, if not already kind of in that mix right now. He is absolutely incredible. I think, the thing is, you don't know how many years these guys are going to get, because if he's shooting 40% from 3 next year, he's going to the draft. Like, I don't like that that's the reality, but he's going to the draft, and he's going to be a starter in the NBA. Like, he is an unbelievable player. And shout out even to Jaden Akins, our leading scorer with 12 points a game as well. He's kind of fallen off in his 3-point percentage, but he can hit the big shot when he's feeling it, once he gets his confidence. And recently he's been able to hit some nice big shots. So to his credit, he's been, he hasn't had an amazing year, but he's still your leading scorer, and he's still the veteran presence leader on the team. Now, with all of that ranting and rambling about stats out of the way, this all kind of comes into what actually is this team's ceiling? Because I think there's a lot of, like, genuine discussion that can be had with this team. They're not a very good shooting team overall, although lately they've been shooting the ball a lot better. Are they a Big Ten title team? I mean, that kind of already goes without saying. They win a game on Thursday night. They are a Big Ten champion team. But what about a little bit more? Why? To me, the fact that the national media and the fact that a lot of shows and other hosts, and this is no disrespect to them, I'm sure you can only watch so many teams. I understand. The fact that this team is not genuinely considered as one of the teams that can make a Final Four, that can make a Final Four run is, to me, a bit of a blind spot. Like, I mean, you look at this was a great point. Here we go. Rebounding, free throws, fast break points, bench points. Like, the thing to me, those are metrics that travel well, okay? Because you know what happens when you're a team that relies a lot on the 3 ball, that relies a lot on style points and on hyper athleticism? You know what happens in the tournament? You play some grinders, you play some tryhards, you play some nerds from Yale, and what happens? You lose. I've seen it happen a million times. I've seen it happen at Michigan State with Middle Tennessee State, all right? You can have the biggest superstars, future all NBA guys on your team. If you're not able to get the tough rebounds, if you're not able to drive to the basket and draw free throws and draw fouls, if you're not getting points off of turnovers on fast breaks, if you don't have a good bench, you just simply will not last very long in March. Short of you having basically, Zion Williamson, short of you having this elite superstar out of this universe level player. And even, by the way, Zion Williamson didn't make a Final Four. Whoops. Forgot about that one. Like, you're just not going to last. And like, the thing is, looking at the rest of the college basketball world, okay, you have the Bruce Pearls in Auburn and the Nate Oates as well in Alabama. Compare their, and I hate to use this because it's not really a factual or I can't point to a stat for this. Compare them, all right, on one end. Good coaches, obviously, very talented, know what they're doing, have brought those programs in the SEC to life. Compare that with Tom Izzo. Okay, Tom Izzo is a Hall of Fame coach. He's been to the title game. He's won the title game. He is probably the best current active coach in terms of resume in college basketball right now. Like, I'm going to be honest. If it's March, if it's a neutral site environment, if it's for a chance to go to the Final Four, am I taking Nate Oates or am I taking Tom Izzo? Forget the teams, forget the players, forget all of it. Who do I think is going to have his team better prepared for that moment? Call me biased. I'm taking Tom. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying that Michigan State is, going to raise a banner this year. But frankly, this team is a lot better than people are putting them out to be. I mean, you would think this was Michigan State of a couple of years ago. This is not. All right. I have been as avid a Spartans hoops fan as any one person normally should be. This team is legit. Okay. This isn't just beating up on bad teams. This is beating up on good teams in tough environments. This is, I'm telling you, don't get it twisted. This is not I guess I was going to say your grandpa's Michigan State, but your grandpa's Michigan State was Magic Johnson's Michigan State. So that doesn't really work out. This is a good Michigan State team. And I do think that the ceiling at this point, it really could be Final Four. Now, is that absolutely going to happen? I don't know. It's a tournament. Crazy things happen in the tournament. But right now, Michigan State is red hot. And I really don't see them slowing down. I really don't. Hi, it's me again. If you enjoyed what you just saw, hit the like and subscribe button. We do live shows every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there.